Hey guys, how y'all doing? This hot topic session here isn't one that we generally come in and do around this time of the day, but earlier today I got informed about the Russia situation, what's going on with the hacking of Russia and the oil. And some friends had told me, they said, "Yo, LB, you need to go ahead and go get gassed up. You need to get oiled up. You need to prepare yourself. We're doing it again." Um, People, several weeks ago, me and Auntie was on Hot Topics, and we were talking about oil, not oil, excuse me. We were talking about water, and how a young lady up north, she had acquired a water facility, bottling her own water, a water plant, and she advised that in the next 50 years that there will be a water shortage in America, maybe across the world, and how other nations already are using salt water, refining salt water, making it, consumption for the humans in their countries. People, when I went to the gas station and filled up, I went to the post office and then I went to the gas station after that to go ahead and fill up. And one thing I noticed is there were so many cars there at the pumps. And I had to wait in line for probably about 10, 15 minutes before I can get to the pump myself. And some of the people were saying, hey, there's no regular gas, there's no mid-grade gas, they only have premium or super, whatever you call it, the high test gas. That's all they have left. Quite naturally, the highest gas is what's going to be left. When you depend on others for things, you fall short. And that's one thing that I try not to do myself, is depend on my family, depend on my friends for anything. I try to do for myself first. I say that to say that's not what America does. America does not do for themselves. Therefore, when something like this does happen, they'll be okay. America isn't okay. Look, you can go to any city, big or small, right now in America, and the gas pumps, the people at the gas stations, Walmart, Sam's Clubs, BJ's, Costco's, wherever they got gas, they're flooded right now with cars. A lot of people there are waiting in line to fill up, fill up, fill up, fill up, fill up. Now, in North Carolina, certain areas like the mountain areas of North Carolina, over the weekend, the gas was $2.55 to $2.65 a gallon. Over a 2-day period, it went up 10 cents. Tomorrow, it'll probably go up another 10 cents. Who knows? Depending on how this goes. So I got home. When I got home, I started looking at some of the details of what's going on with the Russia oil thing, and this has been going on for a while. I'm not understanding why it's just now, big news. But this has been going on for a while, especially with Russia and who was it? It was Russia and give me one second, ladies and gentlemen. Can't remember who it was I was reading earlier. But it was Russia and it was Europe. The Europe allies in Moscow were going at it back in March. This was March now. They were going at it. And one of the titles, this was March 24th, it says, U.S. thirst for Russian oil hits record high despite tough talks. Even as Washington champions energy independence and warns European allies against becoming too dependent on Moscow, American refineries are buying more of the country's oil than ever before. Um, Go back to the early 2000s when we were big in Saudi Arabia, Iraq. We were sucking up all their oil. Now we're in Russia sucking up all their oil. What's going on, America? Hmm? What's going on? Yeah, Malik. Malik, if you can, you want to chime in with me on this one, brother, if you got time. I know you out there where all that big money is in Vegas. If you want to chime in, man, I'll go ahead. I'll pull you in, man. I'm gonna send you the link to come in and sit down with me on this, brother. I'm sending the link over to you now. But America, um, what's going on? Why are we so dependent on others? Or why do we want to or need to, have to be so dependent on other people? Why do we put ourselves in those positions to where, we have to depend on others? Why? Why do you? Why are you dependent on your brother? Why are you dependent on your sister? Why are you dependent on your best friend? Why are you dependent on your mother, your father, your cousin, your son, your daughter, your co-workers, your neighbor? Why are you so dependent on the people that surround you? Why don't you depend on yourself? And when we stop depending on others and depend on ourselves for the essential needs and wants, we'll become better. Years ago, was America one of the king nations of the land? Yes. This was the land of opportunity. It still is. But look at how we're so dependent on others. When you think about the vaccination, and there are so many countries who still don't have the means to get the vaccination, but America is harboring them, and they're not sending them to the smaller countries. Wait a minute. Why should we get mad at Russia? If Russia did do this hack, if Russia hacked the oil refineries, why should we be mad at them? When we're not mad at ourselves for helping out other countries who need the vaccination. We got means of giving it to them. We got means for everything else. For us to have embassies in so many different places, we have to pay those people. To have our military on other people's land, we have to pay that. We pay dues to have our military in other countries. Yeah. We got the money for everything here. But we don't have the money to have our own oil. What's up with that? Raymond, some people do not know how to go and get stuff on their own. Depending on what you're right about that, Raymond. I follow you 100% on that. I myself, there's things I don't know how to go out and get. I'm going to give you an example of one. Bear with me, ladies and gentlemen. I'm running this all on my own this evening. I told no one what I was doing. I just came in and do it. It was fresh on me. Let's see. We're going to go. Where should I go here? You are 100% right, Raymond. I agree with you 100%. Now, this right here, there's a Zoom going on tonight at 8 p.m. When it comes to knowing anything about technology, knowing anything about what's going on in big business, I was lost. Why? Because I had no one to show me. And for so many years, I wanted to get into stocks. I wanted to get into, buying stocks, but I had no one to teach me. I wanted to get into trading. I had no one to teach me. And I felt like it was a foreign language to me. And really any language other than English is foreign to me. But I felt like it was just something that I possibly couldn't understand on my own without the help of others. Well, people, if you will, go to Zoom tonight. And that's another reason why I wanted to come in at 5 or whatever time it was when I came on. It's because there's a Zoom call tonight at 8 p.m. 266-004-2857, like a regular telephone number. If you don't have Zoom, download Zoom, do the profile, all the Nixon Big, I am Joe Blow, this is my email, start your own account there. Then at 8 p.m., all you got to do is click join. When you click join, it's going to ask what login ID number, 266-004-2857. Hit that up. Go in and check it out. Ladies and gentlemen, it's going to be foreign to you. Don't worry about it. You only have to put your face on the screen. Then again, you can smile to everybody. Ain't that how my boy said, smile, smile. You know what? Smile, people, at the fact that America once again has proven they depend on other nations their essential needs. Smile. That right there proves America is not top shelf. When you depend on others for the things that you need to survive on, to roll on, to live on, to go on, you're not the king. You're not the queen. When you are the king and queen, you don't depend on nobody. Now, some will say, LB, I don't agree with that because the king and queen got to get paid by the peasants. I mean, that's quite naturally true. But who gives the peasant the room to do what they do to make the small change that they make? The king and queen. The king and queen can say, hey, get off my land. Go to another country. But America is supposed to be the kings and queens of the world, but yet and still, they're relying on others. And then when something catastrophic happens, instantly, gas goes up. People run to the gas station as if there's not going to be gas no more. People, how many times did this happen? How many times have this happened to where there was a big hoopla about gas? We're not going to have gas no more. It's a shortage. It's going to be the end. You better get all you can get. Okay, if you get all the gas up and there's no gas going to the big trucks that can deliver food to Walmart, Harris Teeters, Publix, you name the grocery store, there's no trucks that can get there because there's no gas. Why did you buy up all the gas? I saw a guy, it was Saturday. I was wondering what was going on because I was doing so much. I wasn't on TV watching the news and everything. There was a guy Saturday at the gas stations in his big dually truck. He had 4 or 5 big ass, and I said big ass gas jugs. And I'm like, what the hell is he doing? Maybe he got a lawn care service or something. I don't know. I didn't know what he was doing until today when I found out. This dude was filling up all the gas he could possibly get. So he spent at least maybe $300-400 in gas, filling up that big dually, number one, and then those big old gas jugs that he had. I ain't talking about the little small, little $5. Nah, he had some big gas jugs. Almost 10 feet big. No, I'm lying. But they were big. Shit. Too big to be just big. Dependency. Why do we depend on others? Why, people? Why do we depend on others to help us so much along the way? We do need help along the way with any and everything we do. You can't possibly do everything by yourself and be successful at it. You can't. You're going to have help somewhere to be successful at it. And it depends on what your success is. Your success could be just having it. But you're still going to need somebody in order to have that success. People, watch the Zoom tonight. Something happened to me last Sunday. I was up in the mountain areas of North Carolina, a city called Asheville. If people don't know where that's at, if you ever heard of the Biltmore Estates, it's there. If you've seen one of the not Silence of the Lambs, but those sequels, Hannibal Lecter's. I think the last one Hannibal was in, they showed portions of the Biltmore Estates up in the Asheville area. That's where I was this weekend. And I say that to say this. I had to climb a big old mountain. When I got to the top of the mountain, 2 things happened to me. One thing happened to me that was good. Number one, the speed limit going up the mountain was 55 and I was going 70. And this was like 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning. And I didn't notice to the left of me, about 6 car lengths back, was a state trooper. When I got to the top of the mountain, he rode on past me. I was like, whew, thank you. But my car started acting up. It started jerking. Like, oh, Lord, here we go. I think I can. That's what my car was saying. That's what my car did. Well, I had to call AAA, and I had to get Lyft. Check this one out. Contacted Uber. The guy didn't want to drive 83 miles to bring me back home. All right, bro. But I got a sister to bring me home in Lyft. Well, it cost me $156 to get home. AAA cost me nothing to get my car sent to the service techs. Got the phone call last Monday, and they said it's going to cost me $2,800 to get my car fixed. I said, okay, let's do this. I called a couple of other mechanics to see if their prices were the same. They were the same, but I said, let's go ahead and do this. I said that to say this. Then I had to go get a rental car. I've had the rental since last Monday. Here it is today. My car still is not fixed. Hopefully it'll be fixed tomorrow. Well, I'm looking at least a $700 rental car bid. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm looking over $3,200 to $3,300 with this breakdown. Does it hurt me financially? Mm-mm. Does it hurt me mentally? Mm-mm. Does it hurt me? Did it take anything away from any bill that I have? Mm-mm. I'm not saying it to brag, ladies and gentlemen. I'm saying it in regards to when we put ourselves in a position to where we do not rely on others and we do what we need to do. We be disciplined. We follow the leads. We work hard at our craft or work hard at building towards that craft. Ladies and gentlemen, when things like this happen, you don't have to squabble. You don't have to fight. You don't have to go and get a loan and worry and put strain on your family. You can pay for it and go on. I say that to say this, ladies and gentlemen. If you want to be in that position, 8 o'clock tonight, go to the Zoom 266-004-2857. Back to the gas over in the oil over in Russia. Biden said, he said there's no evidence Russia's involved in the U.S. pipeline hack, but Putin should act. What does that mean? He said so far there's no evidence that there's a cyber attack, from Russia. He said, although it is a criminal act. Well, if Russia didn't do it, who did? Will America find out? Ladies and gentlemen, America knows who did it. You know who did it. Just using that name, the R, the R, the R. We all know who did it. Donald Trump's not president no more. Think about this, ladies and gentlemen. Every time there's a Democratic president in office, Russia shows that ass. For the 4 years, Russia didn't show their ass. With Bush, Russia didn't really show that ass. They keep showing that ass because certain groups of people won't put up with the BS that they do. And they make it difficult for us to find out who did it. As far as being obvious who did it. Now, does America know already who did it? Yes, quite naturally they do. Yes. Are they going to tell us? No. Why? Do we want a war? No. Come on, people. Come on. Thank you, Margaret. Thank you. Thank you. I couldn't have done this alone. Been raised up around you and Uncle Ronnie, Ray, LW, Sam Stringer, Jimmy, Carl. All you guys are a part of who I am today. By sitting back. You go back and you think about it, Margaret. I used to be real quiet back in those days. I was taking in information. I was sitting back and watching you guys as you guys talk and you guys molded the younger generation and how to be young men and young women today. And if it wasn't for you guys, I wouldn't be doing this, what I'm doing right now. I wouldn't be. I thank you. Salute to you, Margaret. Also, once again, Margaret, to you, happy Mother's Day. People, stop depending on others, please. Depend on yourself, not your loved one, not your husband, not your wife. It's okay to need them to be there for you, but don't solely depend on them to get you where you need to be in life. It's up to you to get you where you need to be. Yes, they are only an encouragement to help you along that way, but don't depend on them to get you where you want to be, need to be, and should be in your life. Let that solely be upon you. And that's what I say about America. America, why? And my thing is, people, stop running to the gas stations. Stop. Come on, man. It's one thing after another thing. Now that we're coming out of COVID, people are getting vaccinations. Now it's about gas. Why wasn't gas 4 years ago, 3 years ago? Let's say that. Why was no gas problems last year? Hmm? What did the Democrats do to Russia to say, hey, Russia, y'all start playing games with us again? What did America do? Someone help me out. Text it to me, y'all. I'll put it on the screen. I'll put it on the screen. Let me give you time. I'll put it on the screen. Meanwhile, y'all, check this out right here. We have Tony Terry coming. Well, actually, that right there is a comedy show coming June 26th. You got Gerald Kelly coming. Nick Lewis will be there. There's two other people. I can't remember them right off bat. Who Alicia Bridges and Wood Delane. They're going to be there. Also, Gabby out of the Raleigh-Durham area. Gabby, she's real big on Facebook, tearing down the jokes. She is hilarious, people. If you've never witnessed a lady who can give it to you raw and do not mind talking about the cooter, like Crazy Cooter from the Dukes of Hazzard, talking about the cooter, you need to come to the show and watch this young lady. She is phenomenal. I mean, she will have you. I put it to you this way right here. When watching Gabby, her title on Facebook, if y'all go, please follow her. Her name is Gabby Being Me. Find her on Facebook, Gabby Being Me. She's always putting something up original. She's that type of person you do not want to be drinking anything when she's on stage. She's also that type of lady that you don't want to be eating nothing. Because trust me, it's going to get caught right here in the throat. And you're going to be able to breathe. You will not be able to breathe. You're going to be choking. You're going to be begging her. Please, you're going to do this right here and this at the same time. Try not to hear, but that ear right there going to be hearing everything. You're going to be doing this right here. But I say that to say this right here. Come to the LOL comedy experience. It's 124 South Street at Shep's Venue, June 26th. It's going to be a hilarious show. Right there, you can see it. You can go to Eventbrite. Grab your tickets. They're available. They're pretty reasonable. Nah, they ain't pretty reasonable. Damn it, they are reasonable. Get your asses out of the house and come to the show. Hell. Come on to the show. Have fun. But there's also another show coming this month here. You know what? This is what I love about people. Tony Terry coming. All right. Tony Terry is coming to Shep's Venue. Also, the same spot, 124 South Street, there in Gastonia, North Carolina. Man, this is going to be good. DJ Moeezy, the Swagger Band. The Swagger Band is out of D.C., my hometown. They out of D.C. They're going to be doing that thing in Burpee. Man, people. All right, there is another comedy show coming in May. We ain't going to talk about that one. But this dude right here, Burpee, dude, he's hilarious. Burpee is the man. He is truly, truly hilarious. If you want to have fun, hearing some jokes, hearing some good singing, come to this show right here. Tickets are still available there. Tony Terry. This is what I was going to say. I got off track, but let me go back to Tony Terry issue. All right. A guy went on Urban Voice Media, and he had put in the thing in the comment section, Tony only had one good hit. I'm like, dude, maybe to you, but he had a good number of hits. Number one, he had a good producer behind him, and that was Teddy Riley. And Teddy Riley, he didn't put out one-hit wonders for his artists. Evidently, this dude didn't get out much and go to the club. Lovey-dovey. Everlasting Love. With You. He got another one out right now called Born to Love You. His first album, I mean, it was like 5 different hits on that bad boy alone. So the young man who said that Tony only had one good hit, maybe he had one song that you liked. Maybe you didn't have no lovey-dovey. So yeah, I can understand why you scratched that one off. Maybe you're still single after all these years. You don't have an everlasting love. I get it. And maybe you're only with you. You ain't with nobody. I get it. So, which one of the songs that you claim is the only one he had that was a hit? Boom. Yeah, this DJ knows. But people, if you can get a chance, May 22nd this month, tickets are still available. You can hit Urban Voice Media up for the tickets. You can hit Up One Entertainment up for the tickets. You can go to Shep's venue there at 124 South Street, Gastonia, North Carolina for the tickets. Or you can go to inventbrite.com for the tickets. Tony Terry, he's coming back at you guys. Real good show coming out. I'm gonna get back to this gas. This gas is something serious. It's something serious. People, do not run to the gas stations and harbor up gas. Please don't do it. If you want to, you can scan that code right there. That'll take you to the page as well for the Tony Terry Show. And this one right here as well. This is gonna be a bad brother right here. I advise everyone who comes to the comedy show, please use the bathroom before you come. There's bathrooms there, don't get me wrong. They're not clogged up, but I'm just saying, we don't want nobody peeing on themselves. I'm just saying, we don't want that. I almost did it, and I'll be real with you. I almost did it with Ricky Smiley. I saw him several years ago down in Columbia, and he started out slow. I'm like, God, Ricky ain't really all that funny. And this is what Ricky really, really got big. And, I got the drinking and everything, and I'm like, all right, the drinks is coming on. I'm like, now I can sit back and think about it, and I'm like, all right, maybe I should blame it on alcohol. Nah, Ricky really got funny as he got warmed up into his set. And, I'm eating and everything. Believe me, people, I was on my damn knees, holding my throat, because I thought I was about to damn throw up. You know how sometimes, what's his name, Steve Harvey say, I'm going to make you throw up? That's not a joke, people. If you never really went to a good comedy show and the comments really was that hilarious, if they're that good, they will make you almost want to throw up on yourself. I was doing this and doing this, trying my best. It got to the point where I was this. That way I couldn't hear nothing, because I wanted Ricky to just stop. I was about to pee on myself and throw up at the same time. That's not a good feeling. But it was funny. I tell you that. It really was. If you get a chance, come to it. LOL Comedy Experience, June 26th. We're going to have fun. We're going to have fun. What's up, Mr. Hall? Yes, my brother. Yes, holding up and praying. That is all well, yep. Gas, people. The gas. Don't do it. Don't buy into it. Don't buy into it. America has enough oil and gas in America where this right here too shall pass. They have enough. They have more than enough. As I'm looking at some of the articles on this gas situation, people, just ask yourself, why is America so dependent on other nations? And you can go back a good 8 years when America was solely in the bosoms of Saudi Arabia, Iraq, Iran, for all their oil. Remember the oil fields burning up during the Iraqi war? Remember that? We were so dependent. You remember how gas went up so high, blah, blah, blah. So dependent. So dependent on other countries to where we don't depend on ourselves to do the right thing. Why is that? Why is that, ladies and gentlemen? Makes no sense. Makes no sense. Stop depending on others is this message here. Stop. Do not run to the gas stations, people. Don't do it. You're getting duped. You're getting duped. I know people have to go back to work. They can say, well, yo, L, why are you telling people don't go to the gas stations? They got to go to work. Well, I mean, if there's no gas stations by Wednesday or Thursday to get gas, why did you can't get to work? I mean, what the hell? Why did you go spend all that money? Because you're only going to get to work this week. After this week, you're done. People, I had another conversation. All right, check this one out right here. Imagine this right here. If you would have got into Bitcoin when Bitcoin was, I'm going to do some numbers right here. When Bitcoin was $10 a share, I just bought some Bitcoin, so I had to clear that out. When Bitcoin was $10 a share, all right, and you bought 100 shares, when Bitcoin was $10 a share, about what, maybe maybe 10 years ago. That's $1,000 you spent for 100 shares. Earlier today, Bitcoin was $58,000 a share. I just got a notification. It's now $54,000 a share. All right. Now, take my 100 shares times 54,000. You know how much money I would have today, ladies and gentlemen, if I would have spent $1,000 now. Some people spend $1,000 in gas going to another person's facility, building their empire, eating in their cafeteria, canteen, lunch area where there's vending, or going to get something to eat in the neighboring neighborhood where they work every day, every week, every month. Some people spend at least $500 or more a month. Now, in too much time, at the minimum, $500 a month. With your gas, what you're eating on the job, on a minimum, $500 a month. In 2 months, you spent $1,000. You could have spent one time when Bitcoin was $10 a share, $1,000. I don't know if you can see that or not. That's what you would have today, ladies and gentlemen. $5 million. If you would just spent that $1,000 and stayed on your slave job, $5,400. Excuse me, 5,000. No, that's still wrong. $5,400,000. That's what you would have today. If you would have said, hey, you know what? Let me start today building on my empire. And that's what I'm saying to you guys now. Starting your own empire. Start today. Start today. That's why I keep throwing this up on the screen. Stop building other people's empires. Stop depending on other people to give you a paycheck. Stop. Come on, people. What's y'all's problem? Why do you love going to a facility you don't like going to? Why? Then you want to complain on Facebook. You want to complain on Instagram. You want to complain on Twitch. Wherever. You want to complain on the phone to your buddies, your family. How your job is, the people don't want to act right. Well, hell, you start acting right. You do it. Stop depending on others to act right. Stop depending on others to do their job. You do your job and put yourself in a position where you ain't got to go there anymore. Hello. That's why I put myself in a position in 2003, I put myself in a position where I said no more employers for me. Yes, 2003. Haven't worked for another man or lady since 2003. You do the math. That's why I said this money that I'm spending for my car breakdown, it don't hurt me. It don't bother me. I'm good. I'm very good. I'm not bragging or boasting. I'm good. So I say to you guys, stop depending on others. If America, the elites, the higher ups in America want to keep depending on Russia, the Ukraine, Iraq, Iran, South America for things, so be it. Let them do that. Let them do them. Meanwhile, you do you. So when something like this happens, as far as gas shortage, quote, gas shortage, yeah, right. When something like that happens, you won't get affected. I'm not being affected by, quote, gas shortage, oil shortage. I'm not being affected. Why? Because I stay ready. I stay prepared. Yes. And that's what I say to you. Stay prepared. Get prepared. And don't ever be unprepared when situations like this happen. When they say, hey, there's a toilet tissue shortage. There's still trees. Why is there a shortage? We still had gas throughout COVID. Why was there a toilet tissue shortage? We still had trees growing. I don't get it. Then again, I do get it. It's a shortage so they can raise the prices to get more money out of you, dummies. Don't be a dummy no more. Let that be in the books for dummies. Yeah, you see them, the black and yellow books. You stop being in that book included with that. Stop it. And stop going to that job that you don't like every day. Building that empire. Build your own empire, ladies and gentlemen. That's the purpose of this hot topic. Stop depending on others as America keeps proving they want to. Notice I said want to. America don't have to depend on others. We got enough of land here. Travel the country some, people. You'll see it for yourselves. Get out your little small town. Get out your big ass city and go see some of the land that America has. There's a lot of it out there. Lots of it. For us to go out and fuck up in it. Yes. What the hell are we harboring all this damn land for? For what? You can grow any and everything here. We don't need nothing imported. Nothing. Not one. No. We can stop that madness. People, I'm going to go to a little break. I'm going to let Burpee do something. Y'all thought I was playing. Y'all thought I was BSing about Burpee. Check him out.
What's happening? It's your boy Burpee, man. I'm hosting. My man Tony Terry is coming through. We're bringing him to the Gas House May 22nd, 124 South Street. Down in the Gas House. Y'all need to pull up. We're bringing back the love vibes. Remember when y'all used to dance like this when the love song came on? Love vibes. That's what I'm going to call this. Love vibes. Make sure y'all pull up, man. We about to have a ball, and it's going to be ignorant. You feel me?
Y'all heard him. We ain't done yet, though.
Thanks for the slap, Ali.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, if anybody want to come in and chime in with me in reference to this gas, oil shortage, just hit me up, DM me, and I'll chime you in on it. But people, I implore you, I ask you, I beg you, do not go out and harbor up gas. It's a gimmick. It's a game. Don't play the game with them. Don't do it. Just think about what I said earlier. Right now, in a small town called Lenore, North Carolina, there's no regular gas. There's no mid-grade gas. Small town. There's only super. Okay. By Wednesday, all the premium gas will be gone. Once that's gone, let's say you have to drive 10 miles or more to your job. How are you going to get there? Because you remember, ladies and gentlemen, gas today is not gas like it was in the 80s. Gas in the 80s, a gallon of gas could probably take you 2 to 3 damn days. Now, that's a stretch in it, but yet and still, it was a lot better then than it is now. So, why fill your tank up to the max? And in a couple of days, there's no gas nowhere. You can't get there. Why spend all the money you got left? You don't get paid the next week. Now you have no money. Hope you got food in your refrigerator. What you gonna do then? You gonna jump on the Zoom call then? That's when you gonna then jump on? Nah. If you're gonna jump on that Zoom call, you're gonna jump on at 8:00 p.m. tonight. You ain't gonna wait till you're out of gas. And if you do, you're not serious. You're not serious about, you know what, I don't want to depend on others no more. Stop depending on others, people. Let America do what America does, but you stop depending on others. Stop it. Stop it. Over the weekend, a young man by the name of Tony Flow Nice, he had a album release party. I didn't get a chance to make it because I was up in Asheville doing some things, but he contacted me early today, and I told him I wanted to sit down and do an interview with him, but I didn't have time today because I was so busy doing things. Then I wanted to cover this gas issue, and I told him that, I'm tied down doing things. I wanted to get with him and cover his album release that he had. But to give homage to Tony, I want to share with you guys just a little bit. And this is when I go back when I say, people, don't rely on others. Tony's not relying on me for an interview to boast the accomplishment of what he did for his record label and himself. And Urban Voice Media is not relying on Tony to get that interview. We will get that interview with Tony. And Tony, if you're seeing this, much homage to you, my brother. But what I want to do is people support locally, support your own. When we support each other, we grow. When we support people who don't have an interest in our community, I'm not calling out any type of national colors or creeds, but when we don't support our own communities, it's much harder for us to rise to that top. Not saying we can't rise to the top, but it's hard. And I said that to share this right here with you, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to share with you I'm going to share with you a little bit about Tony. Here we go right here. It's STF Records. Tony Flow Nice. He has going down the list. He has one. It's called Coming Out the Ground. The intro to Spawn. I'm Flow. The one that I liked and I purchased it. Ladies and gentlemen, you can go in here. You can go to STF Records and it's shelltownfirerecords.com. You can go there and this will pull up for you the screen. And as you see right there, as I highlighted, it says $1. Ladies and gentlemen, one song for $1. Where can you beat that? This right here is just a little bit of the one that I purchased from him.
Show how you doing, really deeper how you move. Sauce all over in them hips, so amused. They thinking really hard about the feelings I'm used. Trying to get you home, so my moves I'm choosing. Danny Rabbit looking good, and the body is surprising. Fire sun rising, lips mesmerizing. Listen to her voice, I can hear it like Verizon. Try to lay the rabbit down like the sun in horizon.
Now, Tony, I don't mean no harm, brother, but I'm gonna go get me a rabbit, and I'm gonna put that rabbit on my dashboard. As I'm going down the road listening to that song right there, I had that rabbit, shake that rabbit, shake that rabbit, shake that rabbit. That was the jam that I really, really popped up on. I like that. Tony, you did your thing on that one, brother. Can't wait till the interview. Maybe in 2 weeks we'll get that interview with Tony. That interview will be at the roundtable session. We will let you guys know when that interview will pop out. But hopefully in the next 2 to 3 weeks, I'll be sitting down with Tony. Possibly we may be working something out to where he can be at the Tony Terry show. I'm not definite on that yet, but that's in the workings, whether we can have him there to where he can sit down and have a booth there and, you know, share some of his music expertise with you guys. But let's get back on this gas. People, do not fall into the trap of buying up all the gas. Don't do it. Do not do it. Don't do it. Once again, I saw a gentleman in his big old dually truck with 4 big juicy gas tank jugs. They were big. I ain't never seen gas jug that big. He was filling them up. What sense does it make? Why are we doing stuff like this? Why? What evidence yet in all the years you've been living, whoever you are on this planet, what evidence yet has showed you that, you know what, when they call wolf, you know what, you got to go and hide. You got to go and harbor and hide all the essentials. What proof yet have you seen that, hey, there's a meat shortage, so let me go buy up all the meat. Let me go buy up all the bread. Let me go buy up all the toilet tissue. That there's not going to be no more ever. What? It don't mean it can't happen. Don't get me wrong. It can happen. But what proof have you had to where you need to go and buy that high price meat, that high price bread, that high price toilet tissue, that high price gas? Yeah, some people say, well, you know what? I'm making $17, $20, $25 an hour. I can afford it. Can you really? If your job was to stop tomorrow, financially, where would you be? Ladies and gentlemen, my job stopped in 2003. I'm not hurting. Do I have $1 million home? No. Do I need $1 million home? No. Do I have a Ferrari, a Lambo? No. Do I need one? No. All I need is a car with 4 wheels. I live within my means. My means does not determine on how much money I got in the bank, or how much money I got in my safe at home, or how much money I got in my back pocket, or how much credit card extension I have. That's not my means. My means is, how do I position myself in the way I want to live? That's my means. What's your means? If your job was to stop today, where would you be? If your car was to break down today, where would you be? Would you be hurt? Would you be broke? Would you be pitiful? Teary-eyed, worried, having to muster up the strength to ask someone to let me borrow? Would that be you? Or would you be okay? Me? I'm okay. If there was no more power, check this one out, ladies and gentlemen. Woo, I'm going to get you on this one. If there was no more power, say all the power went out, I'm going to be okay. Now, I wouldn't be able to do any more Zooms. I wouldn't be able to do any more podcasts. But as far as living, I'm okay. I depend on the sun, if you're catching my drift. Now, if that ball of fire was to go away, I'm going to be hurt then. I imagine a lot of us going to be hurt because we probably wouldn't be able to survive. It'd be too cold. But, ladies and gentlemen, position yourselves to where you do not have to depend. Stop depending on others. Stop. And I'm asking you people, asking you, and I'm not going to stop either. I'm not going to stop asking you. Come join in. Come and listen. 8 p.m. tonight. Actually, a little less than 2 hours from now, Eastern Standard Time. Thank me later. This is the call which may change your life. For those who want to get into a new home, but they don't have that 10% to put down. The credit really isn't all that good. Check out the Zoom. Check it out. Put your house on a hiatus for another year. Come to the Zoom. Learn how to get disciplined. Stay disciplined. Stay focused. I'm getting text messages right now in reference to this Zoom right here. I'm getting it now. As I'm looking on the screen, they're coming through. Ladies and gentlemen, 266-004-2857. Come to the Zoom tonight. Learn how not to depend on others. Is this a pyramid? No. Is this one of those flyer higamajigs? No. Yes, I use that word, higamajigs. No. This is you working for you. That's what this is. Any job you've been on, it was foreign to you. You didn't know how to do it. I don't care if it's working at Hardee's, McDonald's, Burger King. You didn't know how to do their burgers. You didn't know how to work their fry machines until you went there. If you've never worked in a restaurant before. First time there. Yesterday, I was, for Mother's Day, went out and ate at a restaurant, and there was 2 older ladies, golden girls. I'm going to say older ladies. I'm going to call them golden girls. They were the waiters and bartenders. And I asked them, I said, how long you been working here? And she said, a little about 5 years. My brother owns this, but she's been here for 9 years, the bartender. Isn't she fabulous? Yes, she was great. Golden girls now. Now, my thing is, the lady says she's never did it, but she loves it now. I'm sure her first day she was terrified. Same way, if you come here, you're going to be terrified because it's new booty to you. Yes, I use that word, B-O-O-T-I-E-E-E, or B-O-O-T-E-E. Booty. It's new booty to you. Yes, it is. Any job you've ever been on has been new to you. Riding a bicycle was new booty to you. Driving a car was new booty to you. Then if you get a stick shift, that's super new booty to you. Yeah. Burning that clutch out, that's new booty to you. Anything you've ever done in life that you've never done before is new booty to you. My first time handling a chainsaw by myself. I've watched my dad for years with a chainsaw. All me and my brothers and sisters did was stack the wood and sometimes chop the wood up. But as far as handling that chainsaw myself, I didn't do that until I was in my early 30s, handling a chainsaw. But I remember watching my dad doing it, first time doing it myself. It was new booty to me. Was I nervous? Yes. Was I scared? Yes. After 10, 15 seconds of holding that chainsaw, hey, I'm good at this thing. I'm a bad man. Yeah. Yeah. Anything you do in life is new booty to you. Come here and learn how to be dependent on others. Come check it out. America right now is in turmoil. The whole United States over Moscow. Why? Why do we get like that, ladies and gentlemen? Why do we get in a frenzy? Why do we get into a fret over minute things? Why? We're trained that way. We're trained to be scoundrels. We're trained to worry. We've been trained to fret and just be frantic over the most smallest things of things. We've been trained that way. And consistently throughout time, we're still that way. Sit down, ladies and gentlemen, this evening. If you find this podcast, no matter where you are in the world, sit down and think about what I just said. Take 15 minutes out of your time and think, why do I get into an uproar over what America says? What I see others doing, such as the toilet tissue, such as the meat, such as the bread, such as the Merc. M-I-L-K, Merc. Yeah, I said it. And it's yep. I said it. Why do we do that? Why do you do it? Why do I do it? I personally, no longer do I. I got gas because I need it because I'm in a rental and I got to turn the rental back in. I got to have the gas at a certain point tomorrow when I turn it in. That's the reason why I got gas today. I didn't get gas because, hey, we're going to be out of gas. I didn't get gas because, hey, I want to get it before it reaches $3.02 versus $2.75. No, that's not the reason why I got gas today. What's the reason why you get it? Write that reason down. Write down the reason why you went and got gas today. Write it down. And then next week, go back and look at it. And then the week after that, go back and look at it. And then in 2 to 3 weeks from now, keep asking yourself, go back and look at it. Today is Monday. Next Monday, go back and look at that reason why you went and got so much gas today. Next week, write it down. Next week, you go and look at it. And then in 2 weeks, you're going to look at it again. And look to see where we are with gas. Then you ask yourself, if you can't answer that question today, logically, then you ask yourself in 2 weeks, did it make sense? I know a lot of people saying, you know what? Well, I don't want to be late. I don't want to be left out. Well, I threw this on the screen to you. That 100, that's 100 shares of stock, Bitcoin stock. If you would have got it at $10 a share, when it was $10 a share, you'd spend $1,000. $1,000. Early today, the Bitcoin was 54,000. It went up to 58, but I think it dropped back down to 54,000. Right now, you would have $5,400,000. Right now. Right now, you would have $5,400,000. If you would have, when Bitcoin was $10 a share, if you'd have bought it in, but you didn't. You didn't prepare yourself. A lot of people thought it was It was a joke. They thought it would fail. You take risk every day putting money in your gas tank going to another person's empire, waiting on a paycheck, not knowing that that business could go under next week. You might get another paycheck, or you will get another paycheck, but after that, you won't get nothing. But look at all that you invested going to someone else's empire, building someone else's empire up, and then that empire closed. I tell you that to tell you this right here. There was a textile mill in Lawndale, North Carolina called Cleveland Mills. There was a lot of employers in there. They went to work one day, not knowing that the police was coming there to escort them all out and padlocking the doors, because the company didn't do what they were supposed to have been doing. And the company did not tell their employees that they were in financial trouble. And guess what? They never went back to that facility to work again. They were out of a job. And whatever week their paycheck landed on, that following week, most of those people were broke. How many of you today rely on your next paycheck to get you over the bill hump? How many people? Are you one of those people? I'm not. I put myself in a position to where I don't need to wait on such and such dollars to hit my bank account to pay that bill, that bill, that bill. Why? Because I discipline myself and put myself in a position to where I'm living within my means. And I'm putting myself in a position to where if something catastrophic happens to me, say my place burns down, I have nowhere to go, well, I got money to where I can go somewhere else. Do you? My car, if it wasn't fixable, well, I got money to go buy a brand new car if I choose to without having a car note. Do you? That came from being disciplined. That came from wanting more out of life than a paycheck. Ladies and gentlemen, quit being dependent on others. America is depending on others. Don't be a part of America's defaults. Don't do it. Do not do it. Don't do it, ladies and gentlemen. Do not do it. My only reason for coming on this evening was to discuss the gas, the oil situations with you guys, hoping that you would not fall into the same trap that, so many people are doing. I mean, they were really upset. And see, what's going to happen is there's going to be fights. There's going to be arguments. Hopefully there will be nobody going to the hospital and no deaths over this. Now that will be a crisis. And people are killing one another because they think that, there's not going to be gas no more. Think about it. If there's not gas no more, you can't get anything anyway. Nothing's going to be delivered to the stores anyway. So, come on, people. Come on. Come on. Make sense out of it. Make sense out of it. I'm not going to part from you. I'm going to come back before I go. But I am going to plug a couple things in. Y'all check it out. Now, that's one thing that we usually do on Hot Topics. We usually do the you big dummy. This is why I say, you can't depend on others. It's good to have others there. But when you depend on others and you can't do it yourself, you're at a loss. And Urban Voice Media is limited staffed, and we try not to if one of the members has some work they need to do to support their family, we try not to, be discouraged at the fact that they got to do what they need to do for their family and they can't be here. And one of the gentlemen that helps us out tremendously is a tremendous big part of Urban Voice Media. One of the vocal tones of Urban Voice Media. He can't be here to do some of the technical things, such as the illustrations in regards to the videography that we have. So I say that to say that he will be back shortly. After he has so many jobs going on right now, but they will be back shortly. But that's not going to stop the big dummies. Now, ladies and gentlemen, if you can go back and you remember, Tyler Perry had his run from the late 90s all the way until he's still doing his thing. But as far as with Medea, he had his big run from the late 90s all the way into really the 2017, 18. I don't know if he's still doing Medea now. I don't really follow him like that, but he's still doing other programs and stuff. But everyone, y'all do remember Brown. Now, and Maury Povich. Y'all remember him, Maury? I think Maury's still doing his thing. I ain't for sure. Maury's had a long run as well. But I ran across this clip right here. It wasn't a clip. I ran across this picture. And I'm like, sometimes you cannot deny what belongs to you. You can't deny it. Sometimes you just can't. That's all I'm going to say. You can't deny sometimes what belongs to you. Check it out. Now, Brown, you ought to be ashamed of your damn self. If you would just cover the baby's head up and just look at the shirt, pants, the socks, and sandals in them ashy knees, oh, that's your baby. If it ain't your baby, Brown, that's your grandson. I'm sorry. Yeah. That might not be your baby. You and Tamla, y'all might be done right now with having kids. I get it. You probably are. You're probably done with having kids. But, Brown, that's your baby. That's your baby's baby. And it might be your baby's baby, which makes it your great-grandbaby. But one of the three is yours. It's either your baby's baby, or your baby's baby's baby. But that's your baby. Yep. I said it. Ladies and gentlemen, once again, I came here to just talk about the gas and why we are solely dependent on others. You may say you do not solely depend on others. If you do not, and you can concur that you do not, I applaud you. But if you say you do not depend on others, but yet and still you scrounge, you scrape and scroundle for bill money, you constantly griping about your coworkers, you're dependent on others. You're dependent on your coworkers to do their job accurately, fairly, the way you do the job. You depend on your coworkers to not lag around. You depend on your coworkers to be on work on time if you guys work as a team on the job. Therefore, it's not much strain on you and some of the other coworkers who's working that line. But if you put yourself in a position where you don't have to work on any coworkers anymore, then you will be in the same boat that, as I said earlier, that I'm in. I'm in that boat where I don't depend on others. I stopped that back in 2003. I was working for an attorney in Charlotte. And when me and some employees got laid off, I said, that's it. I went from job to job to job. And I noticed I stayed on the job no more than 3 years. I got burnt out. A lot of it was, if I go back and remember, I was depending on others as well to do their positions to make the job better, where I'm straining myself to keep the job to where it's stress-free. But I had others who didn't care about the job, and that made it tougher on those who did care about the job. And the job wasn't an outdoor, in a mill, hardworking job. It was suited and booted in an office. Those type of jobs. Yeah, you got people in those jobs who are lax, who take it lightly. Don't take their job seriously. And that's what I say to you, ladies and gentlemen. Place yourself in a position to where you do not have to rely on anyone for anything. The way America keeps showing us. Think about it. Think about it. America keeps showing us over and over, we need to rely on others. Why? And we're supposed to be the kings and the queens. Let that simmer for a while. As you do, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to go ahead and end it. And one of the things we came across that we like to do at the end of the podcast of Hot Topics is don't judge me.
If you think you know what happens next, ask yourself why. These are the black stories we've been shown. A narrow view that limits our understanding. But there's so much more to see. Of black life. Let's widen the screen so we can widen our view.